are live, you guys. It has been a while since we have been live, or since we have put anything on social media. I have been quiet. Yeah. So, what's up, Peapot? It's your girl, Key, second in command of the illest team known to man, the Purefoys, aka your family's favorite family. And you guys, today I felt like I should do a live to talk labor and birth and delivery. You guys haven't seen the video yet, but it'll be up sooner or later. But yeah, it'll be up sooner or later when it has to get edited, you guys. But it was an amazing labor and delivery that we had. So yeah, you guys are just gonna spend a little time with me while I trying to get my wrap set up. While I put those away to get ready for the day. I never go live this early, but I just felt the need to go live for some reason. So, my wrap is ready for baby. So, let's talk labor and delivery. If I can remember dates, I'll do that. If I can't, then I won't. But I do know that I went over my due date. I was due on July 25th, and baby came on July 27th. I did go into early labor on July 23rd. Went into early labor on July 23rd. And when that happened, I wasn't sure what to expect because for the first time I had a group B strep, and you're supposed to go in like 4 hours before you deliver at least so that you can get antibiotics for the baby. So I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna go in. I was thinking about all the things. My doula was sending me information to clear group B strep up because like you can have it one day and then the next day you cannot have it. My doctor wasn't really comfortable with that because, you know, he was like, well, I don't want to get a false negative. I don't think that's a thing. I still don't think that's a thing. But yeah, he said he didn't want to get a false negative. So when it came to the group B strep, I kind of went along with it. And I was just like, okay, well, I don't know what to expect. So when I went into early labor, I went to the hospital because I didn't know how fast labor would take me. And being that this was baby number 8, I thought that it'll be quick, which it was, guys. It was very quick. It was quick for me, I should say. So we went in early. It was basically, I wasn't in active labor, but the contractions were coming. Up on the monitor, they were coming. And so my doctor was like, look, I can break your water. And you know, he wanted to put an internal monitor on the baby's head because they say that, you know, they call it in doctor's terminology, they say the baby is not happy. Her heart rate was steady and it was going up and down, you know, I mean, not down, but it was going up. It was shooting up every now and then, but I think because it wasn't like every 30 minutes, they were having a hard time with that. They didn't like that. her heart rate wasn't shooting up every 30 minutes or something like that. And I was like, well, she was moving around all night long. Like, this was like in the middle of the night. And I was like, she's been moving around all day and all night. So she's probably sleeping. So, you know, I was like, you know, I don't want to be induced. Like, I don't want to do that. Can we do a non-stress test? Hi. And if we do a non-stress test, you know, if it comes back okay, then is there a possibility I can go home? So I was praying about it like all night. And finally, what's the matter, baby? What's the matter? Okay, nothing's the matter. Hi, Patricia. So finally, he said yeah. So I got the non-stress test. The non-stress test came back, like baby was fine, like all across the board, like all 8. I think the high number is 8. So what's wrong, baby? You want some more? Hey, you want some more? Yes? Okay. So the high number is like 8. So, you know, her numbers came back 8 all across the board. Yes, please hit the thumbs up button, you guys, when you come in here, if you can. Thank you so much. Here you go. Thank you, Mommy. And so I asked the doctor, I was like, look, if she's okay, I'm not worried, her heart rate is not going down, can I go home? He said, yeah, but I have to sign the whatever form. I wish I could tell you what the name of the form is right now. I can't even think of it. But it's the form that says I'm going home basically against the doctor's will, like the doctor's orders or whatever. So I was like, okay, as long as this test comes back, great. I'm going to sign it. I was going back and forth in my head a little bit because I am indecisive sometimes when it comes to making decisions. No, don't do that. When it comes to making decisions sometimes. So I was praying about it, and I, like, the Holy Ghost was telling me, like, go home. So while I was thinking about it before I said something, like, I was kind of unsettled. And then Sean was like, you need to make a decision. And once I said, we're going home, like, as soon as I said that, I felt peace. Okay? Mommy? So, Mommy? Yes. No. So that's the first thing I want to say. Like, if you know that God is telling you to do something and that the situation's going to be good, like, listen, don't let fear creep in, because that's what I think was happening. And that's why I was so indecisive, because fear was creeping in. And once I went to that good old word, I made a decision. I was cool. So I went home. That was on July 23rd. Right? Yeah, that was on July 23rd. A day after my due date. So the next day, that Thursday, I had to go in anyway. It was my normal appointment to go in. No. I'm not going to tell you why, but no, only at night. Pick someone up. So, yeah, I went home, and the next day I asked my doctor, you know, do you want me to come in tomorrow to, I'm getting there. I was like, do you want me to come in tomorrow for my appointment? He said, absolutely, still come in. So I went in, and while I was there, everything looked good still. And while I was there, I asked if I can have a membrane sweep. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So while I was there, I asked if I could have a membrane sweep. Because usually membrane sweeps work for me really, really well. You know, because if your body and the baby's not ready, you're not going to go into labor. I was already not inactive. I was already in early labor. So I knew like once I had a membrane sweep, like I would go into labor. I would just figure that. So, because it happened with some of my other babies. So, so yeah, I got a sweep. He said, sure, I'll do it tomorrow. So, because I'm not on call tonight. So, lo and behold, Friday morning, I went in there. That was the 26th. I went in there Friday morning. He swept my membrane. And there was like a little bit of cramps. Like, it still felt like I was in early labor. That's all it felt like. It just still felt like I was in early labor. And then when I went home, went to sleep, and usually it takes about 24 hours. And I'm like, ugh, you know, like sometimes it doesn't take me that long. So like after the 12-hour mark, like 8 o'clock at night, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is working. I don't know if this worked. You know, like I kept going during the day. I was walking. I was doing all the things that would make me go, you know, into labor, into active labor. Nothing, you guys. But let me tell you, I went to sleep not contracting at all. Had a good night's sleep. At 5:55 in the morning, I was woken up with a really, really strong contraction. 5:55. Woken up with a really, really strong. Oh my God. She's watching mommy talk. I woke up with a really, really strong contraction. 5:55. Went to the bath. Hi, Tawanya. How are you? Went to the bathroom. Came back to the bed, laid back down. 6 o'clock, had another really, really strong one. And I was like, okay, like these are intense contractions. Like they hurt. So got up again and I was like, let me take a shower. Thank you. Thank you. And so I was like, let me take a shower to get it out the way, just in case I'm in labor. Y'all, I walked to the bathroom to take a shower, got my stuff ready, had another contraction. This is like 2 minutes later. I'm like, okay, let me just wake up Sean. Go back to the bedroom, wake him up, walk back to the bathroom, turn on the water, have another contraction. And I am like, and Sean's up now. So, you know, we both had like good night sleeps and everything. So we are ready. Like this is crazy. But we didn't know. He was like, are you sure you can take a shower? And I was like, I can't. I absolutely cannot. I can't take a shower. Like I just had, like my contractions are like 2 to 3 minutes apart. And they hurt. I can't take a shower. So it was crazy. So I was like, we need to leave, actually. And he's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, that's what I thought. So we got everything together. Obviously, it took me a while because I couldn't walk or talk through my contractions. So it took a while for us to leave. It took about like 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Tawanya, of our ordination. That's what you're talking about, right? Thank you so much. I'm glad that you got to see it on YouTube. I didn't even know if it's streamed. I'm gonna send that to my family. But yeah, so we went to the hospital. I was already 4 centimeters dilated when he stripped my membranes and 60% of face. So I figured whatever happened, it was gonna go quick, you know. So thank God we live close to the hospital, like 15 minutes away, if that, 12 to 15 minutes away. So got to the hospital. I was about 7 centimeters dilated when I got there. My contractions were coming. They were still coming, getting more intense. They were about 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes apart. They were coming. Um, at And then she was born at 10 o'clock. I changed my position a few times. Um, my doctor said, look, her heart rate was doing something weird. Oh, yeah, because of the monitors were just acting stupid, like wonky. And I had a monitor where I could get up and walk around and do all the things that I wanted to do. Um, but it was just easier for them to put an internal monitor on her head. So he asked me, look, we're in active labor. Are you okay with me breaking your water? And I said, checking you and breaking your water. As soon as he went to check me, like my water broke. As soon as he went to check me, my bag was bulging, and my water broke. So, um, my water broke. I think I was like 8 centimeters or something like that. Like I said, the video is coming, you guys. It was a great labor and delivery. I got on my knees. Um, I labored that way because I had to get rid of this one little lip, which I can't stand. That this one little ring. Oh, bless you, Twania. Thank you. Oh, you saw all of it. Awesome. Yeah, convocation was so good. God moves so mightily. Like, I can't even, like, it was so good. It was so good. Like, so good. Um, and it was just like, I feel like it went fast. I mean, I was laboring on my knees for a while, just trying to get the little the little rim away so that I can push. And my doctor actually, he said, look, if you want me to, like through a contraction, I can fling it out the way. And he did that. Well, he tried once and that didn't work for me. Um, and then he tried like maybe a half hour later. I was like, you could try again now. I'm ready. And he tried again like a half hour later and it worked. So he was like, well, whenever um, he was like, all right, so let's just give it like a few more contractions and let's see what happens. And I got back on my knees because it's all about position, right? And gravity. So I got back up on my knees and I swayed to help her just get down there and stuff. As soon as I was like, something told me to start turning over. As soon as I started turning over, like, I just wanted to change position for a little bit. And as soon as I started turning over, I was like, oh, I feel something. And Sean was like, oh, yeah, there's her head. So it was go time. And I'm like, oh, yay. So it was go time. She came out in like 3 pushes. I'm a quick pusher. If you saw any of my last labor and delivery videos, I'm a very quick pusher. I like to get those babies out. So, yeah, she came out like 3 pushes. And here she is, beautiful Alea Rose. She's so sweet, you guys. She's such a good baby. I can't believe she's a month old already. Like, time is flying, you guys. Um, but yeah, she's such a good baby. I can't wait till this video is out and up. You guys will enjoy it. It's a really good video. I wore my labor. You'll be so proud. People will be so proud of me because I wore clothes this time for the video, so the edits will be better and easier. But yeah, I wore my labor and delivery gown, and I kept it on. It wasn't the hospital gown. It was my own, so it was able to stay on. It wasn't falling off of me and all of those other things that whatever the other gown was doing, where I ended up pulling it off. Yeah, it wasn't doing any of those things. So, obviously everything didn't go as I planned it. I did have a hep lock, but I was still hooked because I had to have the antibiotics. And once the antibiotics were in, though, they were able to unhook me. It wasn't even actually, They didn't unhook me because it wasn't even a whole 3 hours that I had 4 hours that I had the antibiotics, and she came at like 3.5 hours. Um, but she's fine. Um, the percentage, I want to let you guys know the percentage of babies who get a disease after group B strep is very minimal. It's very small. I think it's like 1 or 2%. So did I really need the antibiotics? Probably not. I think she would have been fine, especially because I've been doing all the things to clean my gut once I found out I had group B strep. Because remember, I said in the beginning of this video, I was trying to not go that route, and my doula had sent me like all these things to do to clean my gut and to prevent, um, to possibly have a negative group B during labor. So I did do all those things. I still did all those things. Um, and and she's fine. She's perfect. She's fine. She's a sweet baby. She sleeps. Um, she's a good sleeper. She wants to be held all the time, as you can see, like all the babies. And I don't mind that. So sweet. But I did get quiet on YouTube, you guys, because I had to just go. I just had to like pull away and just like go into like prayer time and all the things, because sometimes what happens when I'm in my third trimester, for me, mostly with the last two babies, this has happened. I get a little bit anxious, and I just start thinking all the things that could possibly go wrong. And I just have to remember his goodness and think of the things that are true. I think it's Philippians 4, um, Philippians 4:19, I think it is. But it's whatever is true, whatever is lovely, whatever's um, pure, whatever's right. Those are the things we were supposed to think about. I'm looking for the scripture right now, because that scripture is what got me through my entire pregnancy. But it's so important to just think of those things. If God didn't say it, then it ain't true. In other words, yes. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are honest, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. So that's what we're supposed to think on, not the negative, and not worry. And because I went to the Word, that's what helped me through the rest of my third trimester, and just all the things like going into labor and delivery. Because right before I'm about to go in labor to delivery, for every reason, I start like thinking all the negative. And I think that's one reason why I was like, had a hard time making a decision with, when the Lord said, it's okay for you to go home. And the doctor said, I don't think you should go home, type of thing. I'm not saying don't listen to your doctors. That's not what I'm saying. But if the Lord is telling you something else, then that's who you need to be listening to. Yeah. So that's my birth story, you guys. It went smooth and perfect. It was smooth and perfect my way. Just like I prayed. Everybody who was there when I delivered was supposed to be there. My doctor was there. Guys, for the first time ever giving birth, my doctor sat in the room my entire labor. It was hilarious. Like, I was like, my mother-in-law was like, that was awesome. I've never seen that before. Like, you would think that he was a midwife, like, because they do that sometimes. They do that most of the time because they're usually there just for you. But yeah, my doctor sat in the room You'll see him on the video. He sat in the room the entire time in his chair. He just sat there and watched the monitor, watched me labor. He was quiet in the corner, like if he had a suggestion, if he wanted to check me or something, like, or if I wanted him to check me, he got up and did it. Like, he was awesome. He was awesome. And for a second, we thought that he was kind of like scary, meaning like overly like you want it? Okay. Just thinking like something was gonna go wrong or something like that. But I think that he was cautious. Yes, he was very cautious. Do I know that he likes to cut? I think he likes to cut. But he knew what I wanted. He knew that I was going to stick to my guns unless something was wrong. Okay, so obviously if there's something wrong, you do what you have to do to make sure there's a healthy baby and a healthy mom. And I was down for that. But if we are good, let me do this thing. Like, just let me labor. And he did. He did. He did an awesome job. He didn't keep talking about C-sections and all those things. He did an awesome job. Like, he did really well. So I am happy God put whoever was supposed to be in my path there to make things smooth and perfect. And she is here, and she is beautiful, and she is healthy, and she is asleep. But yes. And that's it, you guys. So I hope to do a few more lives. If you guys have questions, please drop your questions. I am definitely willing to answer your questions. I am still anti-epidural. Oh, thank you, Patricia. God bless you. Thank you so much. I am still anti-epidural. I've had labors with epidural, and the difference is mind-blowing. I think, like, if you like I said, if however you want to do it, if that's what makes you happy, but it makes me happy to just be able to move around, and it makes me happy to let things hey Ari let things naturally progress. It's better for me. It was better for me these last 3 times. I've had 3 natural babies, and I want to say I'll never do anything else, but I won't, because she is hopefully the last baby, unless, like I said, unless God does something else. But she is it, and God brought her here amazingly. It was, I can't even tell y'all how smooth and perfect it was. Like, it was really nice. It was really beautiful. And I can't wait for the video to be up. So hopefully Sean can do it sometime soon, or I can do it. But I have a feeling that his edit will be so much better than mine. And I really want you guys to, like, be blessed by it, because nothing but worship came from me during labor. Worship got me through labor. And then after I delivered, I just thanked the Lord, because there's no other way. There's no other way. Another thing that I want to share that my doctor did, which was super awesome, is after, because I had postpartum hemorrhage with Isaiah and Raleigh, what he did with me for her is as soon as my placenta came out, he started the Pitocin to help with the bleeding. And another thing he did is he helped me to clot. So he lapped up a lot of blood with, like, his surgical cloths or whatever. He was doing that for a good 3 to 5 minutes maybe. I'm not sure if we got that on video, so I'm just gonna share it here now. and it helped. He was doing that to help me to help my blood clot, and to slow my bleeding process down a little bit. And I think that worked wonderfully. Like that was awesome thinking on his part. Um, and that was is something that I've never experienced before. But it was great. It was great, and it really helped my bleeding. I didn't have any bleeding issues. I didn't have to go on any extra medication or anything. And I am here. Yep, he was an amazing doctor, and I am here to tell the story about it. And I really just thank the Lord. Um, I really thank the Lord for that, this pregnancy. Another thing is the third trimester. Another reason why I got quiet is I was so, and this is the last thing, and then I'll get off. I know I keep talking. I was in a lot of pain. Um, if I didn't pee like on the schedule, I would have like this pain in my back on this side, and it would be hard for me to walk on this side until I went to the bathroom. I actually have some video of that, so I'm gonna share. Maybe I'll share a little clip of what it looked like getting out the bed. Um, I'll do like a short, and and it hurt. It hurt a lot. And then I had, you guys know that I had iron infusions that I had to get. So there were some days where I was like overly tired. But once I started getting iron infusions, I got those every 2 weeks. So I had like 4 infusions or something like that. Once I started getting those, I started to feel better. I definitely started, my energy was there. But when it came to like how my body felt, I was in a little bit of pain. And special shout out to my kids, my children, who went this entire summer not going to the beach, not going to the pool. We did do a splash park, but it was way too hot for me to go to the beach. Especially I mean, once my iron got okay, I could do it, but then it would have just been a lot, you know? So I just wanted to do a special shout out to them, because they have been resilient through it all, and just hanging out and just be willing to hang out this summer and just do little things, but not do the big things that we usually do every summer. And shout out to my daughters, especially Ariana, who cooked meals when I couldn't do it. Yeah, it was just, I'm so blessed, you guys. I'm so blessed. Like, she really like cooked dinners and stuff like that. And, you know, my husband, who even when I got up to do things anyway, was like, sit down, because I would still get up to do things, of course, because that's just me. But he would just not allow it. He said, we got this. Just go lay down. We got this. Thank you, baby. But yeah, so also postpartum recovery. I do have some clips, because some mamas in my town who I love, thank you, Patricia. You as well. Have a blessed day. They brought me food, and they were just such a blessing to me, and I love them so much. Like, I couldn't even tell you guys. They bought me nutritious food. They bought me snacks, not just for me, but for the kids. They bought paper plates and paper bowls and plastic utensils, so I didn't have to do anything, and we didn't have to do anything. And that stuff lasted us like a week, and we were just so blessed. The people who sent money for food, just to be able to keep a clean kitchen as much as we possibly could. And it was just such a blessing. such a blessing. All right, you guys, that's it. But I love you guys so, so much. If you have any questions, please, please, please put them in the chat, and I will do lives. I probably won't do as much like recording and editing and all those things right now, especially because we are going to start homeschool soon, probably about the next week. Um, so, yeah. And that's just book work because we technically started homeschool because I always count convocation when we go away to do things with our church. I always count that as homeschool. I just count that as Bible time and stuff like that. So when it comes to book work, we should be starting within the next week. So if there's anything that I'm going to do on here, you guys, it's mostly going to be lives. So if you have any questions, please, please, please drop them in the chat. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button while you're in here. But yeah, definitely drop them in the chat and I will do those lives for you. All things labor, all things delivery, things that I suggest. If you want to talk vaccines, you know, whatever you guys want to talk, just let me know. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for being so patient with us because we've been gone for a little while. But like I said, there was a very good reason for that. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a blessed day and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Live, 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 love. Peace.